Hello everyone, this is G and I'm back with another video. So I'm going to be doing what I hope is a brief video on the Last of Us Part 2 trailer. As you may have seen with my other videos, I have been doing my own sort of call out videos and responses, mainly in response to Naughty Dog's banhammer. I guess you could say banhammer antics, trying to ban any and everyone from websites to YouTube creators to even memes about this game. So I want to give my opinion on the trailer and then just give my overall opinion given everything else that has come out. So for those who may not be following this, may not be aware, I'm going to try to summarize it in brief. So I would say mid-April, Troy Baker, who is a voice actor for the game, said that he hopes that fans will keep an open mind about some of the content in the game, which of course got some people who are interested in the game and who were, it got some people, what's what I'm looking for, suspicious, right, and a little concerned. It's like, what does he mean by that, right? So soon after that, it's revealed that one of the major elements of the game, supposedly, is that one of the villains of the game will be this homophobic Christian cult, right? At least that was the first piece of information I heard about this game. Then, in late April, I would say April 27th, I think the date is, leaks, information, and lots of information, gameplay elements, storyline elements, cutscenes, gameplay footage, a lot of stuff was leaked, right? And people found out about some very controversial elements of The Last of Us 2. In particular, the character of Abby, who is a very villainous character, very violent villainous character, who does very violent and villainous things. And of course, many people were concerned about this character, were critical of the character, were critical of some of the actions that the character takes, critical of how the character plays in the story. There's also supposedly going to be more focus on the character of Ellie and her sexuality and her sexual orientation, right? To my understanding, she's lesbian or something. So there were many people who were concerned about these elements being brought to the forefront, right? Many people feeling that it's just more progressive SJW nonsense, so on and so on and so forth. So once the leaks dropped, Naughty Dog and Sony, using a shell company called Musso Limits, I think it is, went around and just started being the banhammer and striking down, copyright striking everything that they could. They got Geeks and Gamers, they got Mr. H Reviews, Heel versus Babyface. They put some strikes against Bounding into Comics. They're even striking or trying to strike memes at one particular point. So, excuse me, they were running around trying to silence any and everybody who was talking about this game, in particular those who were speaking negatively about this game. And of course, when you do that, right, when you start trying to silence everybody, right? Once you start trying to silence everyone, it creates what's known as the Streisand effect, right? Where the attempts to silence people and stop them from talking about it actually get more people to hear about it and to talk about it. So, as I said in my previous video about it, congratulations, Sony and Naughty Dog, you played yourselves. But anyhow, a trailer dropped, I think, yesterday. This trailer dropped, which, in case there are any banhammers roaming around, I don't claim this is mine. This is simply an image of The Last of Us Part 2. It's not gameplay footage. As you can obviously see, it says right on top that it's the official story trailer. This is not mine. I'm not claiming it. It is the property of Naughty Dog and Sony. I make no money from this. I don't believe that this is violation of copyright, to my understanding. I'm not showing any footage or information. I'm just talking and making a video. So there we go. So I just watch this trailer, less for my own amusement or interest, because again, I'm not familiar with the game. I have no interest in this type of game. So when it comes to, I guess, storyline elements or whatnot, I'm completely out of the loop. But I watched it to see if any of those controversial elements, right, that got people talking and therefore got Sony and Naughty Dog to try to ban and strike everybody. I wanted to see if those elements were in the trailer. And they're not. Now, to be fair, I had seen other videos, such as videos from Just Some Guy and videos from Heel vs. Babyface. And while I certainly believe them, I'm big fans of their channel, big fans of their work, right? I wanted to see for myself. I didn't want to just take second or third word opinions. I wanted to see for myself what was in this trailer. And I think as a trailer, it's fine, right? If I were completely ignorant to Druckmann's behavior and the Banhammer stuff and Anita Sarkeesian's influence, and again, these very controversial elements relating back to Ellie's sexuality or the character of Abby and all this other stuff, if I was completely ignorant of all of this, I would think it's a good trailer. I think it's a good trailer, objectively speaking. I will admit, given my ignorance of the franchise, of the first game, when I watched it, I thought, when I watched this trailer, I should say, what I thought was, oh, it's The Walking Dead with some horse riding elements from the Red Dead Redemption games. That's pretty much what I thought. Okay, this is nice and good. If you like this sort of game, or if you like that sort of show, but again, not my type of programming, so lost on me. But as a trailer, that's what I thought. I wasn't bothered by anything I saw in it. Other than that, again, it's not something I personally have interest in. But as a trailer, I thought it was fine. Excuse me. Okay, there we go. But here's the thing, and here's why. Damn phone. Anyway, here's the thing, and here's why I'm making this video. Because you may be wondering, well, Gene, if you don't care about the game and the trailer is very neutral from your perspective, then why are you making a video? Because the trailer, in my opinion, is a lie. Because here's the thing. It's not as if there was outcry, right? Outcry from the fans, and then Naughty Dog went and removed or fixed those controversial elements in the game. And this is the new trailer, right, that they're putting out to get people interested again. This isn't like, say, the whole Sonic thing last year where they dropped the trailer and it was received terribly and they had that awful werehog design, and then people said, oh, hell no. And then they went back and fixed it and then released a second trailer which was much better in quality, in my opinion, and better received. And then having seen the Sonic film myself, I can tell you, yeah, Sonic looks like Sonic, right? That's not what happened here. That is absolutely not what happened here. Naughty Dog did not remove. There was no reason to believe that they removed or in any way changed those controversial elements that people were so upset about. In fact, I think a day before this trailer dropped, right, it was being reported online, both by YouTubers and by mainstream gaming sites like Kotaku, that the game had gone gold, meaning that the game is finished, right, and they're basically just at the, I guess, making copies to, because the issue is making wonderful city noises. But anyway, the issue is making physical copies, right? There's been some holdup because of the coronavirus and making physical disc copies of the game. Now apparently the game has gone gold and they've moved on to that particular process, right? Which means that Naughty Dog, most likely, and especially given how they've been trying to ban everybody from talking about this, Naughty Dog most likely did not go in and do any major work or any major changes to the game, meaning that everything people were upset about is still there. They most likely have changed absolutely nothing. And that is why I'm making this video, because in my opinion, this trailer is a bait and switch. If people had been completely ignorant of these controversial topics, if this leak had never happened, they would have dropped this trailer. People who like the game or who are interested in it would have, probably spoken positively about it, because again, the trailer doesn't look bad, and would have bought the game, and then it would have been too late. People would have known too late what these controversial elements were, because there's absolutely no hint of it. No hint at Ellie's sexuality, no hint at the character of Abby. Absolutely nothing. No hints at all related to the leaks. And that's why I say it's a bait and switch. Because if people did not know beforehand, they would have discovered all this information in the game itself. And all the outrage would have been after the fact, after Sony and Naughty Dog got all the people's money, which is probably the point. And that's why I say this is a bait and switch, because it tells you nothing about the most important and controversial elements. And I believe firmly that they cut this trailer in a very lame attempt to try to make themselves look good. But it's too late. People already know. The worst thing that they did in this situation, right, is try to ban people from talking about it, because it just got people to talk about it more. And guess what happens? This trailer drops, and many people who are in the know, right, about these elements are now looking for those elements in the trailer, and then it's like, oh, wait a second. They're not including all the stuff that was leaked. They're not including all these controversial elements. They're lying to people. I'm going to quote a line from Gargoyles, because A, I love that show, and B, it's very true in this situation. A lie by omission is still a lie. I want to say it again. A lie by omission is still a lie. And as pretty and as Walking Dead-ish as this trailer is, it is, in my opinion, 2 minutes and 19 seconds of Naughty Dog and Sony and Neil Druckmann, who was the creative director on this game, lying to you, lying to every person who views this trailer, because it is not telling you the truth. It's not even hinting at the truth of what's in the game, of the most controversial and important elements in the game. And that's why I am making this video, because as pretty a trailer as it is a complete lie. It is a complete fabrication. And Naughty Dog and Sony just want to sit there and just put their fingers in their ears and be like, we don't hear anything, we are totally unaware of why people are so upset. Playing the fool is not going to help Druckmann, Naughty Dog, or Sony. But hey, you can't make other people do what you want them to do, so if they want to continue to play the fool, well, let them. People will still keep talking about it, and I personally hope that this game fails. I do. I honestly do. Not because I have any real issue with anything in the game itself, with the exception of Abby. And I covered that in my previous video, why I think Abby is terrible representation. Whether or not the character of Abby is meant to be a trans woman or just a very muscular female. I think she is bad representation either way, and I mentioned that in my previous video about this, where I go into greater explanation about it. But I want this to fail because I want Naughty Dog and I want Druckmann to learn. something. That you don't go around trying to silence people for having a negative or critical opinion. And you don't go and make a trailer that's a bait and switch, right? And it is lying by omission. This is not how you run a gaming company. This is not how you keep fans happy and engaged. This entire fiasco, this entire scandal has done nothing but hurt Naughty Dog as a brand. If this game fails, right, a failure a company can bounce back from. If you look at the history of any company, you'll see major failures. I said in the previous video about Nintendo and the Virtua Boy, right? But they bounced back. You can bounce back from a failure if you learn from it. But from hurting your brand name and hurting your brand image, much more difficult. And I want Neil Druckmann to personally experience that. And I want Naughty Dog to personally experience that. Because they need to learn that lesson. They need to learn a lesson in failure. They need to learn a lesson in respecting their audience and respecting the intelligence of the audience. People are not just mindless drones who just consume. Respect your audience. They need to learn this. So yeah, I'm going to be honest. I hope the game fails. Like it, lump it, agree, disagree. That's what I want in this situation. Maybe if he sees this fall, sees this blow up in his face even more than it already has, maybe Druckmann, poor man's Jon Snow, will finally learn something. But anyway, that's the video. Please let me know what you think, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a good day or night, everybody.